Most athletes spend 15 to 17 years mastering a sport and about 0 days preparing for the day it ends. This is not an accident, and it is why the same 5 mistakes keep showing up career after career, sport after sport, and level after level. I'm going to show you exactly what they are, why they keep happening, and what to do about every single one of them. I've traveled the country to speak, and I wrote a book and created a course called When the Ball Goes Flat. It's a transition system built from real conversations with real athletes trying to figure out what comes next when the ball goes flat. I reviewed hundreds of resumes, run dozens of workshops, and I've had the same painful conversation more times than I can count. What I'm about to share comes directly from that work, not theory, real patterns from real people. Here's the thing that frustrates me the most about these mistakes. They're not happening because athletes are undisciplined or unprepared. Athletes are some of the most disciplined people in any room that you'll walk in. These mistakes keep happening because nobody taught them a different way. The athletic system is extraordinarily good at developing performance. And I'm almost completely sure that it's silent when the game is over. 5 mistakes. You give me a few minutes, and by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly which one of these mistakes you're making and what to do about each one. Mistake number 1, waiting for a sign. Most athletes treat the end of their sports career as a starting line for planning, and it is not. The planning needs to start while the sport is still happening. Athletes who wait till the last season is over lose about 6 to 12 months of preparation that they will never get back. I once sat with a senior athlete in March who had no resume, no leads, and no idea what industry they wanted to be in. They had been a 3-year starter, an honor-roll student, and a team captain, but none of that mattered because they had never once been asked to apply any of their skills outside of their sport. The fix for that? Start the transition conversation your junior year, not after your last game. You want to be proactive and not reactive. This next one is one that shows up on every single resume I reviewed. Mistake number 2, describing yourself in sports language only. On a resume, in an interview, athletes default to describing themselves through sports. I was a captain. I was a starter. I trained 6 days a week. I reviewed a resume where every single bullet point had something about team in it. All 7 of them. The athlete had no idea they were invisible to every hiring manager reading it. Hiring managers cannot convert sports language into professional value. You have to do that for them. The fix? Learn the professional name for every skill you built through the sport you played. So leadership, crisis management, performance under pressure, conflict resolution. You call it what the professional world calls it. Mistake number 3, assuming the network will transfer. Teammates are not your professional network. A coach is not your career mentor unless they actively choose to be. Most athletes reach graduation and discover their social capital is enormous inside the athletic space, but outside of the sports world is non-existent. The fix, slow down and start building cross-industry network before you need it, not when you're ready to look for a job and you're panicking. Now listen, I want you to hold my hand with this one. This next mistake, nobody wants to admit. Mistake number 4, confusing discipline for direction. Athletes are among the most disciplined people alive, but discipline alone is not clear direction. It does not create outcomes. The athletes I've seen who struggle the most in transition are not lazy ones. They are very disciplined ones who work extremely hard towards nothing in particular. 6 a.m. workouts, perfect diet, full schedule, but zero clarity on how any of that is going towards their success. The fix, a 90-day plan that is specific, that has milestones with clear checkpoints on what you're going to do next. I want to make the very clear on this last one, right? Because this is one that athletes carry shame about the most. Mistake number 5, believing that identity crisis is a weakness. Most athletes who lose their athletic identity feel shame about it. They feel they should be able to push through it. They feel like they should be able to move through it easily like everything else. There's a clinical term for what they're experiencing, and it's called athletic identity foreclosure. Researchers use that to describe what happens when the athlete's entire self-concept is built around the sport that they've played. This is the literature. It is not a buzzword. It is not a character flaw. It is a predictable outcome, structured absence in athletic programming that you were never taught about. And of course, the transition will be hard. The fix, you should name it, understand it, and get real support and strategies. This is not something you're supposed to push through alone. You are supposed to go with somebody through this journey. Every one of these mistakes are fixable. None of them make you less ready for what comes next. What makes you less ready is not knowing that those problems exist, and you know now. But there are greater highlights ahead of you than there are behind you. But only if you build the foundation while you have time to build it. Before you click off this video, I want to know which one of the 5 I mentioned hit closer to home for you. Drop that number in the comments right now. Just a number, nothing more, nothing less, 1 through 5. I read every comment and I want to be able to address it because that's going to help me to know what video to make next. And as always, you can have, you can be, you can do whatever you want to, as long as you're willing to go through and grow through whatever it takes. Hey, my name is Michael Barham, and I'm looking forward to growing on this journey with you in your athletic transition. Let's get it.